Hi, Cliff Bray here. Welcome to another episode of Hummel Hospital. Today we're going to be looking at this figurine entitled Celestial Musician. It's about 5.5 inches tall, and I found it on eBay at a very discounted price. And the reason for the discount is one of its wings has been broken off. And unfortunately, the seller did not have the broken wing. If the broken wing was available, it's possible it might just fit back on there with some glue very easily. But no such wing was forthcoming with the figurine, and was so stated in the description, and that's why it was pretty inexpensive. So the challenge here now is to replace that wing. And what I think I'm going to wind up doing is fabricating another wing. And I'm going to do that using some clay. In fact, I ordered this clay right here online. It's made in Italy, and it's for sculpting and modeling. And what I believe I can do is take a slice of this clay and press it into this side of the wing that is still on the figurine. And I can take another slice of the clay and press it in to this side of the wing. And then I can cut out those two sides of the wing from the clay slabs and put them together to form a wing that should look fairly similar to this one here in shape. I'm not sure how difficult it will be, to kind of sculpt in these highlights that are in there, but I'll solve that problem later on. Right now, I'm just trying to get something that is in the general shape of the existing wing, and I think the best way to do that is the method that I just described. So let me unpackage that clay, and I will get back with you and show you what the results were. Back with you now. Let me review what I have done so far in trying to duplicate the wing that was broken off of this Hummel angel. As I said earlier, I tried rolling out some thin slices of this clay and pressing them into both sides of the wing. And what I was hoping to do then was to cut out those two shapes, and hopefully they would have the imprint of the wing in the clay. And by pressing the two sides together, I would have a copy of the wing. But it just did not work out real good. You just can't get the clay thin enough to be able to press on it too hard without it just being too thick. Also, the clay did not pick up the imprint of the wing very well. So I decided to try another method, and that was to take a piece of paper and hold it up against the wing and draw out the basic shape of the wing. And that's it right there after I cut it out of the paper. I then rolled out another thin piece of the clay. It was this piece of clay right here. And then I put the piece of paper up against there and cut out the basic shape from the clay. Then I started working at sculpting the wing into the right shape and refining it. And this was the first try, and it came out fairly well, but I just wasn't completely satisfied with the shape. And so I tried again, and this is the second one here. This one came out pretty good. What I found was I could shape the wing and make it a little bit thinner in some places and work on those curves by using these sanding sticks. And these come in different levels of coarseness. And you get a whole package of them here. They're not expensive at all. And they're thin enough and flexible enough that you can get into the curves of the wing here, and also can work at getting the edge kind of sharpened down a little bit. So that's the method that I decided to use to kind of refine the shape. And came out pretty good. It will go on the figurine about like that. And so I'm going to sand it down just a little bit more and work on putting some little lines on there to kind of duplicate the shapes that are on there now. Then I'll use this glue to glue it onto the figurine. After I get through with all of that, I'll be back. I completed the sanding of the replacement wing and shaping it. I glued it on, as you can see. I think it came out very good. It blends in real well in the way it curves and the shape. I think it matches the shape of the wing that's already on there as well. So, next step will be to paint it. And I'm going to be using these acrylic paints. And I've got a dark brown and a tan or beige there, and some white, and then there's a little bit of orange on the tips of the wing there. And so I do have the orange acrylic paint here as well. So by blending those together and mixing them just right, I should be able to come up with the shades of brown and tan that are in the existing wing and try to duplicate that color pattern. So let me go ahead and get started with that, and I'll be back. All done painting the replacement wing that I had glued onto the Angel. And I think it came out looking very good, both in the shape of the wing and in the color matching of the shades of brown and tan and orange on the wing. Again, to review what was done, we used this clay to form the replacement wing. We traced out the outline of the wing that was left on the Angel using this paper here. Then we used that paper to draw an outline on a rolled out piece of the clay, and we produced several versions of the wing until we got one that we thought was acceptable. And we glued the wing on to the Angel, and we painted it. As far as sculpting the wing and putting some of these lines in there, they do make steel utensils, for doing that, but you can use a toothpick or something else really if you want to. After you do get the shape in a pretty good resemblance of the other wing, there will be a lot of sanding that will need to be done. And again, I found these sanding sticks worked out very good for that purpose, and those are easily found online. For the painting, I used these two shades of brown there and tan, and would dilute those and make them lighter or darker by mixing those together along with a white color there to get the different shades and match them to the original paint. I also added in, after several tries, a little bit of yellow because I had not noticed it to begin with, but there's actually, there's some yellow in the original wing that was left, and you can see where I've put that yellow on the replacement wing. And then I had to match that orange because the orange right out of the bottle there did not match exactly, so by combining it with a little bit of white and maybe a little bit of the orange, I could get it to be the right shade there to give it kind of that yellowish gleam when the light hits it just right, see? So, job complete, very happy with it. If you were to put this up on a shelf somebody just walked by and looked at it, they probably wouldn't even notice that that was a replacement wing. You get up real close, well, of course you can tell, but it certainly looks different than when the wing was just completely missing, because that was evident, because angels usually have two wings, not just one. So, restored that little angel to being display worthy. This particular one shows a date of 1983, which means that it is going on almost 40 years old. So maybe it'll have another 40 years. But without that wing, a lot of people would just kind of throw it in the trash and just go, oh well, too bad. And so it was good to be able to put another wing on there and make it something that people may keep around for quite a while, as such a work of art should be preserved. So that's it for this episode of Hummel Hospital. I'll see you during the next episode.